Hi, Heart Room friends. It's nice to see you. Today we're going to talk about fiction writing. Fiction writing is when you have a story that is make-believe. From your imagination, I want you to think about some stories that you've read or that we've read together in class that might have been fiction. Right now, we're reading the BFG. We know that Roald Dahl came up with the idea for the BFG in his imagination. We've also read Charlotte's Web, which is a fiction story. And all of our favorite Mo Willems books, Elephant and Piggie. Those are fiction as well. So I want to share with you something on the screen that will help you see how to write a fiction story yourself. Fiction writing is when you use your imagination. When you use your imagination, you're going to think of a character. It could be a person, it could be an animal, it can be something from your imagination that doesn't even exist already, that you create. It could be a creature like a dragon or something in your mind that you've made up. I want you to think of a name for that character. And then I want you to think of a place where your character will be. Where do you want your character to be? Then I want you to think of some trouble that your character will get into. So for example, we know in Charlotte's Web that our main character was Wilbur. He had a name. We know that our character had a place. He was on a farm, and we know that our character got into some trouble. We know that he was going to be turned into the Christmas ham. So I want you to think about what character is going to be in your story. Come up with a name for your character. What kind of name do you want to give to your animal or your person or your imaginary creature? Where do you want your character to be? Now, this week in our story writing, we're talking about the sandy shore in science, and so our place is going to be the sandy shore. So your character is going to be at the sandy shore, and I want you to think of some trouble that your character is going to get into. Just like in Charlotte's Web or in the BFG, our main character got into some trouble. What trouble is your character going to get into? Something trying to eat your character? Something trying to come after your character? Is your character in some kind of danger? And then I want you to tell the story across your fingers. Tell the story across your fingers. So you might say to yourself, well, first this is going to happen, and next this is going to happen, and next that's going to happen, and then I'm going to save my character in this way, and the story is going to end this way. So you're going to tell your story, each sentence, each thing that's going to happen across your fingers. And the last thing you're going to do is to write your story. Let me just take this off so I'm not sharing my screen with you anymore. There we go. So Heart Room friends, you're going to think of character. It could be imaginary, it could be real. The place this week you're going to put your character is going to be the sandy shore. I want you to think of a conflict or a problem your character is going to get into and how you're going to save your character. And then you're going to write it all down. Don't forget to tell the story across your fingers, saying what happens first by introducing your character. Second, third, next, how you're going to save your character, how your character is at the end of your story. Can't wait to hear your story.